Chapter 15. Steph checked the clock again, knowing something had to be wrong. She had only recently met Noah, but she could already tell he wouldn't be late if he could help it. Now he was more than 30 minutes late. She was worried and considered calling him, but she knew if he was on his way the call wouldn't reach him, because signal on the roads around the lake was spotty at best. She looked out the window for the 5th time in as many minutes, only to find he still wasn't there. She paced the house, unwilling to believe Noah would stand her up. At the very least, he would have sent a text if he was able. Possibilities flashed through her mind, none good. A ball of anxiety sat in her stomach like a stone. Something was wrong. She was sure of it. Phone in hand, she couldn't wait any longer without at least trying. She dialed, and to her surprise, Noah picked up on the second ring. "Are you okay?" The words tumbled out before she could stop them. "I'm sorry. I got hung up and didn't realize you would worry. Look outside and see for yourself." Steph rushed to the door and looked out. Sure enough, there he was, climbing down from his truck. Relief washed through her, leaving her weak-kneed and a little light-headed. She grabbed the door frame to keep from falling, and wondered what she'd been so afraid would happen to him. Grateful she had a moment, she composed herself before she had to open the door. After a deep breath, Steph braced herself, plastered a smile on her face, and opened the door. "I'm sorry again. I didn't think." Without thinking, she threw herself against him and wrapped her arms around his waist. "Whoa." Noah stumbled, regained his balance from the impact, then wrapped his arms around her. "I'm fine. I just had a little run-in with Eric." "Oh no." A ball of dread dropped into her stomach again. "It wasn't bad. I shook free of him quickly. He's not what held me up, that was reporting the whole thing to Creedon." "How?" She hadn't told Noah what he looked like. How could he be sure it was Eric? "He was leaning against my truck when I got out of the coffee house. I assume he's been watching and following you, and maybe even me more recently." Frustration bubbled up. She released Noah and took a step back. "I wish he'd just go away and let me get on with my life." She curled her hands into fists and looked around for something to hit. Nothing presented itself. "Hey." Noah gripped her shoulders and held on until Steph realized he was trying to get her attention. She looked up at him and blinked. "You have a choice here." Steph frowned. "What?" "You can let his bullshit rule you. React to what he does, leaving you always on the defensive, or you can live your life despite him." "But..." "I'm not saying be reckless. I'm saying don't let him or your fear of what he might do control you or dictate your actions." Steph rocked back on her heels and considered Noah's words. She had to admit, at least to herself, he had a point. Even if what Noah said was easier said than done, he was right. "What you're saying is stop panicking and let's get on with our afternoon?" "Partly. I don't like seeing you like this. I don't like that you've given him this much influence on you or your emotions." "You're right." Steph took a deep breath and let it out slowly. "Let me get my bag and we can take off. We'll forget about him, at least for the afternoon, and I'll show you another amazing view." "Great."